Hello crafters, and welcome back to the Crafty Meraki YouTube channel. My name is Deepa from Designs by Dee, and today I am sharing this gorgeous, elegant shaker card, and I want to give you 5 tips to help you create elegant shaker cards yourself. So these are just actually some of the products that I'm going to be using. I do tack on a couple more as the video continues. I've got the June Meraki Flora dies, and I've got the Ballad of Heart foil plate and the Love Like No Other set, which is what I'm going to use for my sentiment. So the first tip I have right out the gate is add foil. Now, I'm pretty sure that foil has it's become part of our craft making, card making lately. It really adds that elegant touch, and I know that when I give cards, people really wonder how I get that foiled look. They think that it's just a pre-made piece of cardstock, and I tell them no, I actually have a machine that foils, so I can put whatever color I want, and it has such a beautiful shine to it. Now I'm using some opal foil, and I think the opal foil has such a high degree of elegance to it because it is clear, but it has that nice aura type shine to it where it shines all the colors of the rainbow. So all I've done here is I've taken the Ballad of Heart plate and I foiled it on some white cardstock, and that look on its own is just so elegant. The opal on white is beautiful. Now, moving on, tip number 2 is to use elegant shaker bits. Now, I'm showing you here some acetate. The main point is you have to make sure the acetate you use here is heat resistant because we're going to foil the opal foil on top of it. And this is just in preparation since I'm doing the foiling and I have my glimmer machine out. I'll go ahead and foil this as well. What I'm going to do is create my own shaker bits here. So if you don't have elegant shaker bits, no worries. I'm going to show you exactly how to make some, and this is how. So foil that opal foil on some acetate, and you can see the difference in that acetate now. It's not just clear, it's got that beautiful rainbow shine to it. So keep that aside for now. We'll get back to that. Let's go ahead and make the actual shaker window. I've got these frame-worthy dies from Crafty Meraki. These are the mini slimline, and they fit perfectly on my card panel here. And so here comes tip number 3. What you want to do is you add a frame. So I know we cut a frame out, but I'm also going to cut another small little frame from some matte gold cardstock here. You can see I've measured out the rectangle there, and I just literally made like a tick, like an eighth of an inch inward. And you can use any type of specialty cardstock you like. I prefer using the specialty cardstock. You could use a colored cardstock. I think the specialty cardstock in like a gold or a silver or like a gold or silver glitter looks really, really nice, and that just really amps up your card and gives it more of that elegant look. So all I'm doing here is running my little cutting piece there back and forth on my cutting machine there, and it basically cuts out the little frame. So when I put it on top, you can see just how much more finished this window looks. Now you can tell that my frame's not 100%, not at 90-degree angles, but don't worry about that. I'm only going to have one half of the frame showing. So I'm going to line up one half so that it just looks really straight and nice. And then the other half will get covered, so don't worry too much. I've gone ahead and I've cut out a piece of acetate here, and I'm attaching that to the back to create the full window. And there's the front part of my shaker window ready to go. Okay, so I'll set that aside and we'll move on to my next tip, which is to emboss or deboss your panel that goes inside the window. You can see that it just creates a nice elegant look. You could use either side, the debossed or the emboss, and it just really, again, steps up your card. Now, you won't fully see it when you have your shaker bits in it, but when you do see it, it's really nice. So let's continue the second tip, which was to have elegant shaker bits. So we had foiled that piece of acetate, and now all I'm doing is, in the June dies here, the June Meraki Flora dies, there's like one die that has like 2 little circles that cut out, which is the center of your flowers. So I'm just going to take that and I'm going to cut out these little circles from that acetate that we foiled earlier. And these are going to be my little sequins. Now, if you don't want to run your acetate back and forth so many times, since that little die only cuts 2 pieces, you can just grab one hole punch. And I've got mine. I'm just going to take it and cut a whole bunch of these these. So I left the bottom open, hoping that it would fall into the plate, but it just kind of was ricocheting all over the place. So I decided to close that little bit and just cut a whole bunch of circles. And once those were all cut, I just opened up the inside and emptied it. So the main thing I want to say here, so that you don't have to separate little hole punch bits, is make sure your hole punch is empty before you do this. That way you know everything that's coming out of there are the little sequins that you're creating. And just look how gorgeous that is. So if you actually don't have little sequin bits that look like this, you can make your own, and it really doesn't take that much effort. So moving on, let's go ahead and make the actual shaker. Now, I've got some thin strips that are made out of some foam adhesive, and I love these. I used to hate making shaker windows because I hated not having the foam and having to cut strips of foam or double up my foam and cut it in half, and my scissors would get all icky and gluey and full of adhesive. So I found these strips and they have come in handy. So I keep them by my side and I use them anytime I make a shaker card. As you can see, I put it not only around the window, making sure to butt each strand up against each other so that it's going to create a complete seal, but I also added some extra around the edges so that the panel is all on one level. So you can see here, after I add that debossed panel, how cute it looks inside. It just looks super elegant. Now I've also got these other shaker bits. Now these are little crystals, okay? They're not flat back, they are 3D, and you can see that they're the same kind of crystals that come in those little embellishment ones. I actually got them off of Amazon and I didn't actually pay for them directly. I got a phone case and it had a lanyard, and the lanyard was full of these. The lanyard was made out of net and it had all of these in it, and I didn't want to use a lanyard, so I kind of just emptied all the crystals, and I've been using them for shaker cards like this forever. There are also options to buy these little crystals online as well. Now, I want to just mention the reason why I'm not using the Crafty Meraki embellishments is I don't want to waste them. I mean, they're so pretty, and in a shaker card, you have to add so many. I probably would empty like half of the little bottle, and I don't want to do that. So this is just the other option to use in order to make your card a little more cost effective and still give it that gorgeous look. So these clear gems or these clear crystals work so perfectly here. You can see I kind of put them on there. I removed all the adhesive or the backing from the adhesive on the panel with the window, and then I attached it. And this looks so gorgeous. I actually like that the shaker bits only move a little bit. You want the shaker bits to move, yes, but I like that they're kind of there so that you can see them throughout the whole panel rather than just collecting them just collecting at the bottom. So my final tip, which you just saw, was to use a white background or use a mainly white card and then just add pops of colors. So that is the basis of this card today. Now I'm using the June Meraki Flora dies, and I'm just cutting them out in 5 different colors of cardstock here. I've got like a light pink, a little bit darker pink, a yellow, a light aqua color, or teal. I think it's more of an aqua color, and then a little bit darker aqua color. And these colors look so gorgeous together, and they're just going to add that pop of color that's really going to make your elegant card stand out. So if you want to step up your die cuts, I do recommend doing this. I like doing this. This just makes your die cuts more 3D. So I've just got a stylus tool, and I'm rounding out the petals for the flower. So I just kind of round out each petal on the back of the die cut, and then I just kind of roll in the center to kind of give it that popped up floral look. And now I'm just going to add glue to each layer and attach them together. Now you can notice that those 2 pieces that only have like 2 and 3 petals, they're actually supposed to be used to make daisies that kind of hang downwards, but I thought let's just mix it up a bit and add them to my full daisies just to add a little bit of extra dimension and to make them more full. And it also gives them more of a unique look. So the daisy isn't completely round. It's kind of like an oblong shape. So I just did that to kind of make my daisy look a bit more unique and just a little more natural, right? Because not every daisy is 100% circular. So I've gone ahead and I've cut them all out, shaped them, and put them all together. Now let's go ahead and make up my sentiment. So I'm using the Love Like No Other set here, and I'm just going to use the stamps and the coordinating dies to stamp out the birthday wishes sentiment. Now I'm going to be heat embossing it with some Altany Rose Gold embossing powder. Now I chose this embossing powder because it's a little bit muted. Muted as in it's not super bright yellow. It's not super shiny. It has like a matte finish, and this just goes perfectly with that matte gold frame that we put in the window. So that's my reason for choosing this one. Now I'll go ahead and attach the coordinating die here and cut this out. And now that I've got all my pieces, I can go ahead and assemble this. So I was playing with the orientation of these flowers, and I decided on having them kind of line up along the left edge of that window. So that's what I meant when I said, don't worry if your frame is not 100% on a 90-degree angle. We're going to cover most of that up. It's just there to give it that nice finished look. So I'm adding my flowers here, and I'm doing that with some foam adhesive. I find that this is just the easiest way to do it. You stick it down and it's there. You don't have to worry about drying time or anything like that. And especially with the acetate, it just sticks nicely because I have some of them overlapping on the acetate there. So I've gone ahead and arranged those there, and you can see that the white with those pops of colors, it's really gorgeous. It's a great look, and it doesn't take away from that elegant look even though you're adding the color. Now I added the birthday wishes sentiment there, and the foam adhesive that I used was a little bit thicker, so it sits a little higher, which is perfect. Now my bonus tip here is to add clear or white embellishments. Now remember, we're keeping the elegance of this card. We don't want to add stark colors to kind of go with the flowers. I think that that just kind of will change the whole elegant vibe. So I've gone ahead and I'm using some of these gorgeous sparkle or magical iris gems for the center of the flowers. And these are nice because I kind of pick up a little bit of the color, but they still maintain that white, like glossy look. And then I've also got some ivory opal gems here, which are just a little bit something extra. They're still white, so they sort of blend in with the background, but have that nice sheen to it. So that's pretty much my card for today. I hope that these 5 little tips plus the little bonus one with the embellishments helps you create more elegant shaker cards for your crafting needs. Now, if you've liked this video, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell for future videos. And everything that I've used is linked in the description below. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to comment down below. And please let me know if you like the idea of creating elegant shaker cards and creating your own shaker mix. So have a great day, guys, and I'll see you again next time. Bye.